Hi guys and welcome to Razon.com. This is Mohit Soni and you're looking at the Suzuki Access for the year 2025. There has been a big update. It should qualify as a generational update, but then again there are let's say enough changes to almost call it a generation change. At the same time, it retains what it was supposed to be. So if something's not really that wrong, why change it? I think is the formula that a lot of manufacturers use from time to time. Something that our traditional orthodox market also requires for a vehicle to to be, because once it changes dramatically, people have immediately different opinions. They do not regard the platform, they do not regard what's on the inside, they won't compare any numbers, they'll just go for the looks and say that it's not the same anymore, it doesn't suit to my taste. That's right and wrong at the same time. Scooters and vehicles are more status driven than ever before, be it two wheelers, be it four wheelers, be it this 1 lakh rupee 125cc scooter, or be it a 50 lakh rupee car, it all remains the same. So that's one of the reasons why you will see a lot of changes. At the same time, you will not. To me, what I can see at first glance and spending almost a week with it is that the body panels are all new, they're all different. And let me, as always, begin with the design. The front apron definitely looks a little bit slimmer, but I think the middle part is slightly bulged out, so it gives that muscular feel. And this is metal, this is fiber, and the size of the indicators and the lights at the front have gotten smaller over the previous scooter. The headlamp has gotten even more slimmer and slightly more rectangular in shape. It was substantially bigger than before. In terms of illumination and spread, there is no problem. Of course, this is an LED light that is standard on this scooter. Those are the 5-spoke alloy wheels, look quite nice. The side profile is the big change. This panel here looks sleeker and slightly more quirky. At the rear, you also get something much more quirkier. You can see the difference between the old bike and the new scooter and the old scooter is that the tail lamps and the indicators have been compressed. So I think this is how, when you digitally design a scooter and then make it in real life, that's how it would end up. That's how it's end up looking to me, because when you design a scooter and then you make it in real life, this is what happens. It just looks like a compressed version of the older scooter. That is not a good thing to my taste. It might be a good thing to other tastes, but it definitely isn't a bad deal. Slight change in the exhaust, and the big seat continues to be there, so that's really great. A slight change in the buttons layout. You get a pass light button now, along with the high beam, which is quite good. Turn indicators, horn, this start stop is here, along with the ignition switch being here, and a welcome addition of the hazard lamps that can be used really well, but it isn't used well in our conditions most of the time. You've got the Rider Connect app. You can connect your phone through this and go through a lot of connectivity features, which I will show you separately. Yeah, so that is your instrument cluster with 2 trip meters, average fuel efficiency, and the battery voltage, odometer. Your fuel gauge is right there, your speedometer is right there, there's a clock which is welcome. The mirrors also pretty much remain the same. They're offering a good view of what is behind. And that is your LED DRL right there, of course, which I forgot to mention earlier. There's this brake hook which is on offer, which is always great when you're on inclines. Really like the new foot peg design, but it looks like an aluminum foil, something that I don't think is really great. And the most important part, Suzuki continues to use these sort of pastel colors for their scooters. This is something that has done quite well for them. At the same time, people will continue to get that iconic navy blue color, which Suzuki is always famous for, and other colors are on option as well. This dual tone color here looks quite nice and premium to certain people. To me, should a modern scooter be painted in retro colors? I have my doubts. I'll have to see how this goes with me. It will take some more time, but right now it's not a bad thing. It's a handsome design, it's a good color, fit finish quality is good enough. As always, everything feels really nice and well built, and at first glance, even at very close glance, I can't find anything that is wrong with the scooter. And yeah, that's what the scooter is all about. At the same time, you've got the lock seat and the something that is Suzuki famous for, to open the boot from here. In my 12-year-old Swish or 13-year-old Swish, it still that feature was found. It still remains to this date. This is something really great for you have to be grateful of, because it makes life easier. And that is what the boot looks like. It is slightly bigger, at around 23 liters from the previous scooter, which was at 22 liters. I remember it very specifically because this is one of the biggest boots in this segment. And is goes on par with the Jupiter 125. Apart from that, I can't remember any other scooter which does that. You've got very large pockets now to store stuff, which is great. You've got a charging point here, which is a USB-A socket, no C or 12 volt. But this is always welcome. And A USB, as we know, is a traditional one, so a lot of people will have it. Overall, that's how the scooter is. Build quality, fit finish, paint, everything looks really well done. And yeah, it's a scooter that is taken a big evolutionary leap, not a humongous revolutionary leap, in the way it rides as well. How does it do that? Let's find out. So how's the Suzuki Axis 125 like to ride in its 2025 avatar? A scooter that displaces 125cc, makes 8.2 bhp of power and 10 newton meters of torque. The torque comes slightly at 5000 rpm, the power comes at 7000 rpm. There's a slight change in it, but when you start riding it, you realize over the previous version is that it's gotten a lot more creamier and smoother. The power delivery is extremely linear and well tailored. One of the reasons why the Suzuki was a great thing to ride. It continues with that peppy aspect, but not by a big margin. So, you know, you have to blame that to regulations and fuel efficiency norms and emission norms, because Suzuki, I said this earlier with the Gixxer as well, they're trying to keep the character alive as much as possible. There is a lot of effort that I can see here, and I highly appreciate it. You will appreciate it as well. Low end torque is also good, mid range is good. It reaches top end also quite quickly, just like how it did earlier. There is a significant advantage in performance, but you will not feel it. But when it's there, so you will appreciate the performance that is on offer. And most importantly, the Suzukis have always delivered very good performance with very good fuel efficiency as well. So you can expect this scooter to easily deliver above 45 kilometers per liter, something that the competition cannot, at least the Honda cannot. And that is something that has always been the Suzuki's highlight, is that the power and fuel efficiency balance is just right. You can enjoy the feel of the scooter as well from the engine, and you will have a very good time overall when it comes to the engine and gearbox, because the drivability is sorted, the performance is sorted, the fuel efficiency is sorted. In terms of handling, I really like the new chassis setup, which feels far more flowing. The front and rear suspension travel feels in sync. Earlier the previous scooter just felt a little bit much taller at the front and not that brilliant, and the rear was quite low in travel, so it felt a little different. Here there's a lot more grip, there's a lot more fun to be had, there's a lot of more confidence, and it feels in sync when you compare the front suspension travel to the rear and the way it tips into corners. It definitely feels far more reassuring, far more in sync, and that is what makes this scooter even more fun to ride. Paired with that engine that does everything right, it's great. The brakes feel good enough, the tires feel good enough. We've not tested it in the wet. It is peak summer season right now in April, and really impressed with what the scooter has to offer. Good ride quality. The suspension of course is stiff, but I think it has a very nice balance where it will take bad roads quite well. It will not throw you off. It will remain stable at any given speed over any kind of road, and at highway speeds, at smooth roads, it is stable at 90 kilometers an hour as well. Speedo indicated of course. So braking, top speed, ride quality, stability, everything comes together really well. Really appreciate the new engine and chassis sync along with the front and rear sync. That feels far more superior than before. I don't have the numbers, but I can tell you that it feels far more connected, far more sophisticated, and far more easygoing. So at the same time, it feels sporty. When you just turn into corners as well, you realize that there is this stability, there is this confidence, there is this grip, there is this balance, which you will highly appreciate. All of that coming at a price which is, as always, good value for money, something that will stay reliable forever. I'm telling you, my 14-year-old Suzuki Swish hasn't had an engine problem till date. At the same time, what we've continuously changed is the tires, overhauled the brakes and suspension, and it still continues to be brilliant. It has its own flaws, but a BS3 scooter running rock solid even after 14 years tells you that the Axis has also done that, and this new Axis will repeat that thing. There is no denying that. With good quality on the inside and outside, this is a scooter that is highly recommendable in this segment. A contemporarily well designed scooter that will appeal to the masses, be it male or female, be it older age or younger age people will really appreciate how the colors and the design has been done, and it's a job well done by Suzuki. I think that's it. We like to spend more time with it in the future and tell you more about it. Until then, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.